All right. Welcome everybody that is tapping in, either live here on Instagram or on Facebook, or tapping in on the replay or on the YouTube channel. Happy spring and welcome to the Spring Equinox 2024 here on the 19th of March. And what does this mean today? What does the spring equinox mean to you? Is my question for you to kick off. What is the spring equinox to you? What does the spring mean? What type of feelings do you get? And what do you envision when it comes to the springtime and the spring season, as we are now officially out of the winter season and now officially in the first day of spring? We are now being birthed and rebirthed into regenerative and blooming and blossoming energies. So today on the spring equinox, I wanted to go live to share space with all of you and give you a little bit of intuitive insight, a little bit of guidance, as well as some tips regarding crystals that you can use to help you transition into the spring season, as well as different self-care techniques like practices, essential oils, and more. Excuse me. And along with that, I will be also doing a oracle reading for the collective to give us a oracle message to help us and bring support for our transition into spring. And for those of you that are live, if you would like your own personal single card oracle pull, feel free to give me a comment in the comments or put it in the question mark bubble down below if you're on Instagram, and I will happily give you a single card pull from the oracle, and all donations are welcomed always. So, a little bit about myself before I kick off. My name is Marcus. I also go by Christolight. I'm a multifaceted shamanic, holistic healing, and quantum mindset healer. Practice Reiki, chakra balancing, crystal healing. I do life coaching and life guidance for shadow work, as well as restructuring our daily patterns. Along with that, I also help with things like addiction, trauma healing, as well as other imbalances within our being. I also hold and facilitate inner child healing spaces, as well as chakra empowerment. Then I also do Akashic Records, soul origin meditations. And with those soul origin meditations, I help you uncover your higher self or your soul lineage that has brought you to who you are now in this expression of yourself. There's a little bit more that I do, a little bit more that I offer. I do events, workshops. I've also participated in retreats as well. And I just want to give you guys a little bit about my intentions and the core intention that I hold at Sacred Light as the founder of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. And that is that at Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, I hold the core intention of being a bridge and helping bridge communities for us all to have space to be connected and remind ourselves of who we are. Along with that, I also have the intention of providing and bringing efficient access to knowledge, wisdom, tools, as well as our own personal human stories and walks. And with this bridging and with making all this more accessible to access, it is to then help provide us to be able to have knowledge, practices, and wisdom that we can embody and bring into our own daily integration of the lives we live for a more conscious and holistic base. That's a little bit about myself and what I do. I'm also a content creator. I have a YouTube channel with guided meditations, as well as my own full TV online shows that I've created. And I also have a podcast, Sacred Light Conversations. You guys can find all this on my YouTube channel, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. And I appreciate all the subscribers and all the support that I've had over the years. And I'm really grateful to be able to be on this journey, to share my wisdom with all of you guys, share whatever my higher self has, as well as help provide spaces for others to be able to be lifted up, shine their light, and to be able to share the wisdom and knowledge that each and every one of you have for each other. So that is a little bit about me. Welcome in on the Facebook side, John, and the wonderful Cambodian White Dragon family. And on Instagram, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Lotus Mother. Good to see you. So apparently what they're saying is that can't really hear me too well on Facebook over here, so go ahead and put my mic in to make sure that y'all can hear me on the Facebook side. So yeah, once again, for all of you out there, I created this space today to open up for any intuitive insight, intuitive guidance, to help us be able to integrate and transition into the spring season, moving out of the winter. And along with that, I'll be sharing some crystal tips, so different crystals that you can use specifically to help support you transitioning into the spring. And along with that, I'll also be doing an oracle message. And if you would like your own oracle message as well, feel free to put it in the comments, or if you're on Instagram, go ahead and put it in the question mark bubble down below, and I will do a single card pull for you. And of course, donation based, and donations are welcomed. Then along with that, I'll also be sharing some of my favorite self-care techniques that I like to utilize and align and fit very well with birthing and shedding these final layers moving into the spring season. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my microphone set up for Facebook over here to make sure that we are all good. Well, I'm going to set up. Let's actually go ahead and take a moment, if you would like. Let's go ahead and take a moment to get ourselves grounded, get ourselves centered and brought into awareness of this space, if you are here. And with doing so, let's go ahead and take a moment for sitting. Let's plant our feet straight on the ground. If we're laying down, just having our body nice and relaxed. And then check in with your shoulders. Check in with your arms. Make sure you're releasing any tension. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the fingers, the hands. Not curling the toes. And let's go ahead and take a few breaths. Let's take 3 deep conscious breaths, slowly and patiently, as we ground ourselves into this space today. And then on the Facebook side, if my wonderful Cambodian White Dragon family, if you could confirm in the comments that my microphone sounds better, just let me know. So, first thing that comes to mind to share today regarding the spring equinox and what we are transitioning into as we continue on in this reality here of the earth realm. Number one, with moving out of the winter season and now moving into spring, when we think of spring, we think of, blossoming, blooming, flowers coming alive, the sun becoming warmer, and things like that. And with that being said, what does this mean for us and our beings and our nature cycles that we are going through as well? Well, you could put it this way. The winter time was a time of deep reflection. It was a time of gathering, a time of hibernation in a way, as well as hermiting and really going deep into the shadows and into the wounds of ourself to clear way, to drop off anything that is dead and no longer serving our being in our energy field. With that being said, we go through what can be painful situations, we go through what could feel like suffering, and we go through what could be really hard times of not being sure if we're doing the right thing, being overtly anxious about creating, connecting, and things like this if we're ungrounded. Now, when we're grounded during these times, or at least when I'm grounded, I find that in the winter season, there's a lot of value in being able to be in your own company, being able to be in your own personal Zen space, whatever that may be. And while you're in that Zen space, you're staying self-aware, nurturing your being, and continuing to give yourself attention daily. And along with that, I'm not sure if it's been the same for all of you, but for me, there's been a lot of new connections being made. But even though these new connections are being made, it hasn't exactly been time yet to launch forward with these new connections and go into huge projects yet. That's what it's been like for me in the messages that I've been getting, is that this winter season was about releasing and letting go of connections and other things in our life that are no longer serving, so we can create more space for light to come into our field. And on top of that, simultaneously starting to draw in and attract new connections that are suiting who you are and who you are moving forward into being. So I was connecting and meeting different community around the world, and I would have ideas, sort of, that there would be collaborations going on. But at the same time, I also spiritually felt that it was not time yet to fully focus on and put forward the creations and collaborations. So with that being said, during those spaces and during this winter, although I was making new connections, it'd be online or wherever, I was also being guided primarily to still focus on myself, my personal space, and my personal connections in life, including my own habits, my own patterns, my behaviors, limited beliefs, and much more. Now, when we're in these spaces of kind of like hibernation or hermiting and contemplation, it's a prime opportunity by the divine, by our own self, to be able to really take a deep look within the layers of our being and truly see, are there things that I'm holding on to that are causing me pain, causing me resistance in my abundant flow, that are causing me to have distortions and are causing me to also project, feel insecure, as well as damage my worthiness and more. And this is hard. This is tough. It's tough when we really have to sit with ourselves and reflect upon our own actions, our own behaviors, especially if it's being reflected back to us from our loved ones or others around us. It can be very triggering. It can be very tough. And this is why I emphasize grounding. Grounding is a huge key in my life to the reason why I'm able to be this calm, this peaceful, and this adaptable. Don't get me wrong. I go through the contrast of emotions. I have anger. I go through pain. I go through resentment and anything else, just like each and every one of you. But what I found the key is to keep on building your foundation. Keep on building your internal strength and your system that provides support for you through your own self, to where you're not depending upon another person, external items, and anything else that would take your power away from you. There's a wonderful saying, I don't remember it exactly, by a wonderful mentor and teacher, and you guys can find him on YouTube as well as on Instagram. On Instagram, he is under Astral Quest. On YouTube, he's under Inner Standing or Secret Energy, and his name is Seven Bomar. And he talks about foundation. And he talks about how important it is that we each have our own foundation for ourselves. Not to have no foundation and then put our codependency on other beings and our loved ones to be our foundation. Now I'm going to go back a little bit and re-say that, and then I'll explain a little bit further what I'm saying. So what Seven is saying here is, it's important, or a key, that we establish and build our own foundations as individuals, each and every one of us. And then not latch on and become codependent upon another individual, including our loved ones, as the foundation to our safety, the foundation to our security, the foundation to feeling unconditional love, and beyond. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, it is wonderful to be supported. It is wonderful to support your loved ones. But we also have to remember that we are individuals for a reason. We are each soul conscious beings. That at the end of the day, we come into this world alone. We come out of this world alone. When I say alone, I don't mean alone as in there's nobody else out there. You have no brothers and sisters, no spirit guides, anything like that. I'm saying alone as in an individual standpoint. When you're birthed individually through your uniqueness, through your mother. And then you walk through your life through this human avatar. And then when it comes time to transition, and it's time for this body or avatar to decease, you then transition out of this world. And you do that in your own individual consciousness, each and every one of us. It's part of the human life. So, what can happen if we don't have a foundation for ourselves? And we then place our dependency on another individual and our loved ones' foundation that they built for their own self. Well, number one, we can tend to develop a codependency relationship where anytime that we're under stress, anytime that we're ungrounded and anxious, anytime that we are not aware of our own being, our own body, our own energy centers and what they need, then we can start dumping and projecting and putting responsibility upon our loved ones and others. Because we are not being responsible of our own space that we govern as this multidimensional being. And with that being said, that can become very stressful. That can become very straining. And that could put more weight on the shoulders of our loved ones and others that have been steadily building a foundation with their self, have been doing the self-work, have been grounding, as well as connecting spiritually. And let's be honest, I know a lot of us love to help. A lot of us have big hearts. We're empaths, we're givers. But I'm sure a lot of us also have learned, as givers and empaths, that it can become draining. It can become tiring. It can really burn you out, emotionally, mentally, physically, when somebody else or multiple people are dependent upon us for their core of happiness, groundedness, connection to spirit and higher power. And let's be honest, we don't want to always be doing that for somebody. And along with that, if we aren't establishing our own boundaries and then depending upon others for their foundation, we kind of short ourselves. We kind of short ourselves of our own empowerment, as well as showing ourselves of our own capabilities, of what we can do with our power, and how great it feels to be able to do things on our own that provide us balance, health, mental stability, as well as clarity through our emotions. Now, what does it look like if we are establishing our own foundation and the others around us have their own foundations? Well, from my own experiences of building and having a foundation for myself, for my mental, physical, and emotional well-being daily, I've found that over the years, it's made life become easier and easier. And what do I mean exactly by easier and easier? What I mean is that I'm able to detach more from conflicts, experiences, and things outside of myself. I'm able to be more grounded as I move through transitions and chaos. I'm able to feel more supported and connected to the abundance of the Mother Earth. including feeling connected to all humans, the animals, and the love of the earth. And with that, I also have continued to expand and connect even deeper and even higher into my sovereignty, as well as my own higher self, by remembering and realizing that by taking accountability and responsibility for my space, my aura, my energy field, my being, I am able to be more self-efficient. And when you're self-efficient, it makes you more adaptable. It makes the process of moving through layers quicker and more efficient, because we already have the tools at the forefront of our subconscious mind, and we've already been in repetition with our being of how to face conflict, or how to be grounded, and how to be connected spiritually through my experiences, through the problems and challenges. We will all have challenges in this life, but when we have a foundation, that foundation can help bring support and help bring balance. All right. So, foundation. When I'm speaking of foundation, I'm talking about the foundation of what we revolve our being and our day around for our well-being. And if you guys in the comments, either live on Instagram or Facebook or on the YouTube later on, if you would like to share in the comments some of your favorite practices or favorite ways to build your foundation for your well-being, feel free to drop it in there. I'd love to hear it, and I'm sure more of the collective would love to hear it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some insight into what my foundation looks like as Marcus Christolight. Number one, my first foundational practice that I use daily is every rising when I get up, I either go brush my teeth, do whatever, and I come straight back to my bed, or directly as I wake up in my bed, I will go and put on around a 10 to 15 minute 7 chakra balance meditation. Now, why do I do this? Got some peach and bergamot tea today. And good old Goku. Gotta love Dragon Ball Z. Tea is also part of that foundation for me as well. I don't know about all of you guys out there, but shout out to all the herbal tea drinkers. But for me, starting off my foundation, I do the 7 chakra balance meditation as soon as I rise. And the reason why I do the 7 chakra meditation is to help clear out any blockages, any distortions, as well as any densities that are built up within my layers. If you're familiar with the chakras, you know what I'm speaking on. If you're not familiar with the chakras, you could, if you wanted to, actually go visit my YouTube channel. And if you go to Light Body Awareness 101, I have a chakra episode on there explaining what the chakras are, as well as the light body.
Selenite, raw rising codes, solar plexus chakra, solar plexus affirmation. I affirm I am clearing and letting go of energies that cause resistance to my confidence, self-esteem, the worthiness of who I am in this human vessel. I let it go with ease and peace as I continue to surrender more deeply to who I am within my truth and my being. I am filling and allowing myself to flow my divine essence, authentic signature, and value that I bring into this earthly realm for other humans and animals and beings of life. Cashapp.
But I clear out my chakras every rising as soon as I wake, so that I'm able to clear out any blockages, any densities of my layer that could be causing resistance in my chi flow or in my balance of Christ conscious energy flowing through me. Now, for those of us that are aware, our electromagnetic field, as well as our Kundalini and vital life force, travels through the chakra system, energetically, metaphysically. And then our energy body and chakras are like the blueprint system, as well as a medium and binding for our mental and emotional bodies into our physical human body. And I explain all of this on the YouTube video. And with this being said, each chakra carries specific dimensional frequencies and characteristics that then project and bring forward into our holographic physical avatar different states of emotional well-being, as well as different mental states of well-being. And then this correlates and is parallel to our physical body and our physical body wellness and health. So this is why when you study the chakras, you'll also see that each of the 7 chakras also govern and correlate to physical vital organs that are aligned in those areas throughout our physical body. So yes, you can actually heal your organs. You can bring restoration to your organs and other parts of your body through working with your chakra system. Very holistic approach. It's kind of like working from the higher to the lower instead of working from the lower to the higher. Oftentimes we are taught and we are led in this world, since it's so 3D and physical, to do things from the physical first and then to the emotional and mental and metaphysical. But for me, what's been natural is to work from the metaphysical into the physical, but more than anything, to find ways to work with each layer and each body throughout the day. And this is part of my foundation as well, is that I try to make sure that I am doing practices or other beautiful things that are going to help bring balance and bring well-being to each and every one of these layers. So doing things for my mental health, doing things for my emotional health, as well as doing things for my physical health. I prioritize all throughout the day. And believe it or not, you can actually find ways to do all of that within a very short period of your day. And this is what I do in my risings, as I'm going to continue to further explain. So number one is I do my 7 chakra balance as soon as I rise. And this helps clear out what I just explained. And then after that, I like to get a physical practice in. And as they all correlate, the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, remember that whatever you're working on, it's also helping those other layers as well. So after I do the chakra balance, I'll do a physical practice. Typically, as of late, it's been yoga. So yoga has been one of my main keys to my foundation lately. And what yoga helps me do is it helps me get in tune and ground into my body. It also helps turn on my organs. It also helps my blood circulate properly, as well as get myself mentally balanced and clear and feel energetically connected to all around me. So that's what yoga brings to me in my foundation after I do my chakra balance. So I do the chakra balance to clear out anything that could be within the field, within my densities, so that I'm able to clear out anything that could be lingering from the nighttime, from the astral realm and my astral travels. And then the yoga helps ground me in and integrate me into my physical body to start off the day. And I don't really hear this much, but I've been talking about this and like to talk about it more, is the importance of being patient and also giving honor to the process of transitioning from our astral dream state and nighttime rest into rising into our grand rising. And you know, that's a deep process in itself, and it's a very a very intricate process that we go through on a multidimensional level that I'm not too sure if we've really thought too deeply about that, and that's a transition and process in itself. Going through a night of rest, astral travels consciously, going through astral experiences, and our body going through rest, and then to consciously bring ourselves into this awareness, into the physical realm, then integrate back into the physical body. It's a deep process. And oftentimes we are kind of just unconsciously just going with our day, just getting up, and then instead of bringing our energy together, bringing our power into balance to get ourselves clear, intentional, and grounded, as well as spiritually connected to go into the day, oftentimes we're just in a rat race, or we're scattering our energy, we're giving our energy away through cords, focusing on other people instead of getting our own self prepared to be our best self for the day. And ever since I started shifting around my daily priorities, and I make myself my priority in the very beginning of the day as soon as I wake, I found that I'm able to have more balance, more centeredness, as well as more groundedness and more energy to be able to face the day and go through my experiences, as well as be there for others and do what I do at such a high level. So along with the chakra balance and then the yoga in my foundation, I will then subtly go into my day, depending upon what's going on or what activities are planned. I'll subtly go into the day with frequencies. The frequencies for sound healing, setting the tone of the energy field. And then with that, I typically make myself a nice herbal tea. That herbal tea, it typically helps with digestion, helps get the body flowing, helps wake up the stomach. And I try to keep it light. I try to keep it light when I begin my day. And when I say keep it light, as in I typically intermittent fast. So I typically don't eat food until lunchtime. The reason why I do this is to allow my body to be able to process, to fully turn on, as well as clear out and move through anything that it needs to focus on for its natural healing process. Sometimes we cause a lot of stress and a lot of strain on our physical body when we wake up, and then as soon as we wake up, we're eating a hearty meal. And then our body has to try to metabolize and process all of this food and density as soon as it wakes up, after being in a full night of like 9 hours of rest, as well as not even being fully grounded consciously into our body, because we're still trying to transition from our astral travels. If this is making sense, feel free to comment. Let me know how these messages are registering to you. If any of this insight is sparking anything within you, or if you have any relating that you can relate upon with your daily routines and foundation. So with that being said, that's really my foundation. And then within all of this, of course, I'm adaptable, I'm flexible. It's not one size fits all. And it's also not, it has to be this way every time for me. I give myself that grace. I give myself that gentleness of allowing myself to be expansive, creative, and try different things. And it's okay if I don't do yoga for a day. It's okay if I don't do yoga for 2 days. I give myself gentle love. And that being said, outside of these routines, I then allow the rest of the day to basically come to me and to unfold. Unless, of course, there's things that I need to reach out for, or there's things I need to work on, then I will get to that. Thank you. Mujab Basama. Can't really say that correctly. Sounds like an Indian name of some sort, but thank you. Thank you for the gratitude and the love. And Lotus Mother, same. We all need to slow down and ease into the day. Yes, 100%. I agree. So it's kind of like synchronizing ourselves into the flow of nature in a way. When you think about what I just read from Lotus Mother, slowing down and bringing ease into the day. You think about the sun, Ra, and you think about, how it just subtly rises. It doesn't rush for anybody or anything. It doesn't change its purpose for anyone or anything, but it does exactly what it needs to do for the highest good of all every single day through its rotation. Now you think about the rising sun when we have our grand rising. Think about how it's kind of subtly bringing light to the day from the darkness that it was in. And you just feel this like slow build up to the warmth, the slow build up to the peak of the day, the build up of all the traffic of life flowing. And now synchronize yourself to that flow, that energy. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what we do when we bring ease, patience, nurturing, and gentleness to our being and our self-care when we rise into the day. And then, what I've found for myself with these foundational things is that once it's time for it to be the peak of the day, you know, around the peak of the sun, which is the afternoon, I find that I am ready to go. I feel vibrant. I feel awakened within my being. I feel clear. And I feel like I'm a channel that is ready to flow. And then, with that being said, depending upon how the day goes and what happens, at some point within the afternoon to early evening time, this is still building on my foundation with all of you, I find myself needing to do a clearing of some sort for my energy field. So typically what I'll do is I'll do a guided meditation, and the guided meditation will be geared towards clearing my energy. The reason why I do this is because as an empath, and just to be honest, to be a energetic being of light, as we all are, we absorb energy from the experiences that we go through, the people that we come across, the information that we absorb through what we watch, do, and create. And this can clog up your field. This can, you know, create blockages and imbalances throughout the day. Or you can be a little bit drained from the energy that you've put out. So what I found supportive for me is to, when I start to feel that buildup happen, I start to feel foggy, fatigued, and things like that in the afternoon or evening time, that's when I'll go ahead and surrender my being. And surrendering is huge when it comes to the balance process of being able to release, let go, and receive rejuvenation. I will surrender my being and go into a meditation. You can do Archangel Michael clearing meditations, violet flame meditations, and more. And it helps transmute and clear out any baggage or excess energy that you could have within your energy field. So then right after I do that, I will feel like I'm reset, and I'll feel more clear, more active and alive again. And then I continue on with my day. So those are some of the main foundational keys that I have for myself in the rising, in the afternoon and evening, that have really done wonders for me on my journey, and have really helped me to be able to be this efficient, this effective, and to be able to perform through this human being at the high level as consistently as I have with each and every one of you over these years. And it's really not about doing anything crazy or anything hard or anything abstract. It's about the simplicity, at least to me. The simplicity of knowing how to surrender, knowing how to let go, and when to put forward action, when to co-create. Wow, that flowed for a little while. Did not expect that, but you know how spirit does when it comes time. And if you guys have any questions about, developing your own daily routines or your own foundation for yourself to be able to lean on and to be able to have stability and security upon from your own self through your own being, just reach out. And you guys can also book sessions with me for my life guidance and life coaching, where I do sit and help you develop new patterns, habits, and routines for your daily life. And I've worked with mothers and others as well. And the reason why I bring this up is because, a lot of mothers are single, and even if they're not single, they have a lot on their plates. From their children, to their partner, to their work life, their schooling, and other things. And I have found it so important to help out these single mothers and single parents, and parents in general, with how to restructure and prioritize their own well-being throughout their daily life. Because we can very easily get swept away as soon as we wake up in the rising. We're getting our kids ready for school. We're then getting ready for work and then going to work. And then we're taking on everything at work. Then as soon as we get home from work, we have to go get the kids from school. And then we have kids from school that are all amped up and doing whatever else. And then next thing you know, the day's just about over. And you haven't prioritized or done anything for your own well-being the whole day. And then you're trying to go to bed, can't really sleep well. Having a hard time feeling yourself, feeling alive by the end of the day, because we're so wiped out. So for example, I've helped some individuals be able to shift and prioritize getting up maybe 15 minutes earlier, or blocking off the first 15 minutes as soon as you rise, to bring a balance, such as a chakra balance meditation, to your energy and to activate your energy. And then after that, go get the kids prepared for school and get yourself ready for work. And then also help them shift their afternoons. If there's space after their job, or even space in the middle of their job, such as a lunch break, maybe put some headphones on. Play a balancing and clearing meditation. Do a little bit of breath work. It only takes like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And you go into that focus and that practice, and it'll help revitalize you and clear out anything that you've taken on in the first half of the day. And then from there, seeing later on in the day if there's a way that you can, depending upon how you're feeling, be able to prepare yourself and become stable and grounded for dealing with the kids after school. Or even integrating practices with the children. And there's a wide array of fun, conscious practices that you guys can do with your children. And I'm sure there are many of us including some of us that are in the comments right now that are conscious parents that have wonderful tips and wonderful practices that you guys have done with your children throughout the years. And if you want to share, feel free to put in the comments on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. If any of you parents out there have any practices or any tips on how to consciously connect and have conscious fun with your children. And then lastly, I've also helped them shift their evenings and night times to, instead of watching your favorite shows until you fall asleep, maybe do a little bit of yoga, do some journaling, listen to some frequencies that help relax the being, that help release the stress of the day, that help bring ease to the mind and clearing to the mind so you're not laying down with racing thoughts. So, along with all this, enough about my foundation and the things that I've helped others with their foundation. I'm going to go ahead and share some self-care practices and self-care tips and techniques with all of you for the spring equinox as we are moving into this blossoming and blooming of the spring. And I also want to bring up that as we transition into this spring season, spring energy, keep in mind that through the winter time, as we were diving deep into our shadows, there could still be some patterns, there could be some cords, there could be some attachments, as well as shadow behaviors that we may be still carrying into this spring season. And I know some of us right now could identify some of these things. And with that being said, just keep in mind that if we consciously know in the back of our mind that there are certain things that we really want to start working on with releasing, changing, and letting go of, just know that whatever that is, whatever it may be, it can hold weight towards how high and how much you blossom and bloom into the spring season. The more that we clear these things that are causing resistance from our joy, resistance from our connection to spirit and love, then we are holding our own self up from being able to attract more and build more connections that support our intentions of who we're trying to become and who we are being. And I know it could be tough. It can be tough because this can be relationships, romantic relationships, friends, family members, community, that we may have to let go of. And trust me, I know how hard that can be. And this ties exactly in with foundation. The stronger a foundation we have with ourselves, then we're able, through our clarity and through an intuitive nature, with the signals and signs that we get, to be able to act upon the steps that we need to take a little bit easier. So that was one last thing I wanted to share also about the spring equinox, is that we're also being called to continue to release our shadows, and release people, places, and things within our energy field and cords that are not supporting where we're heading, what our intentions are, and what it is that we are building. Keep in mind, with everything that is let go of, there is always something to come in. Something that supports who we are, and something that resonates for our intentions. God's got us. The universe has got us. The Creator's got us. Marcus Christolight here of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness, and I have an awesome update for all of you that may be interested in having a holistic healing service by myself. I have a scheduling app that's now available for all of you, and you simply just go to sacredlight33.as.me, and then it's a very simple 3-step process. Step number 1, starting with going through the services and seeing what resonates for you, and clicking on book. And then from there, you just choose the time and the date, and then you choose the payment option. Very simple process. And then also, I have it linked in with Instagram. So if you're on Instagram and you would like to schedule through Instagram, you just go to the link in my bio and then click on book a service in YouTube, and it'll take you directly to the scheduling link. Then also, if you're on Facebook, you can go to my description, click on the link in my description, and that will take you directly to the scheduling app as well. And if you have any further questions, just feel free to reach out. And you can also email me at marcustut23@gmail.com. And I also do free first-time consultation sessions in case if you want to really be able to see what would resonate for you out of all the services and what could really tend to what you would like to put your intention. And I look forward to embarking upon this healing journey with all of you. Wellness and balanced love. Alrighty. So, self-care tip number 1 for the spring equinox. We have salt baths. Salt baths are a phenomenal tool, phenomenal practice that I absolutely love. And salt baths, the reason why I bring it up now in alignment with this spring equinox is that salt baths do exactly what we just spoke on. It helps us clear, and it helps us release energies that are causing resistance and blockages within our energy field. And this happens energetically as well as physically. You know, you take a salt bath, it cleans out your pores, it helps clear out anything that's within your skin and within your body. Then it not only does that, but it also metaphysically clears out any mental and emotional energies that are stored within the density of our layers. So salt baths are a great practice to use. You can use them daily, any time of the day, whether it's to start off your day in the rising, in the afternoon as a reset, or at nighttime to wind down, get yourself clear and light before you go to rest. And with salt baths, you can add your favorite essential oils, and you also may want to research on what type of essential oils are good to be putting into your bath. And you can also put your own crystals in the bath as well. And also research on that, because there are some crystals that lose its touch and lose its value from being in water. But I know the ones that are good and wonderful for water is quartz, amethyst, as well as tiger's eye, citrine. These are some good stones that you can use in your salt baths to help amplify the energy field. My second self-care tip for the spring equinox to help us transition into this season is conscious journaling. Kind of tying into the conversation of what I was saying with having any shadows or things within our space that may be coming with us into the spring from the winter that haven't been fully addressed yet. Journaling is an excellent practice that helps you be able to release it mentally onto paper or onto your device. And then through that releasing onto the paper or device, you're then able to consciously reflect on it while also opening up space within your mind for more energy to flow through. And then with that, you can become more self-aware, deepen your awareness of what it is that there are messages and wisdom to grow from, and also open up more avenues to solutions and what you want to do moving forward. So that's tip number 2, is journaling. Tip number 3 is essential oils. Essential oils are always wonderful to use. And a couple of essential oils that I'm going to reference for you guys is number 1, sweet orange. Sweet orange is an excellent essential oil for upliftment, joyful energy, as well as playfulness and bringing a boost of creative energy into your being. And I'm actually going to, because I would like for you guys to know the full benefits, I want to go ahead and look up orange essential oil. Keep in mind, you guys can do this anytime as well. You can just look up the benefits of things. So, orange essential oil helps you with combating bacteria and germs, reduces inflammation and blood pressure, lowers anxiety levels, improves skin health, inhibits cancer and oxidative stress, and enhances exercise performance, promotes weight loss, and boosts your immunity levels. So that's what orange essential oil delivers and brings to your life. And of course, there's more benefits out there as well, but those are some of the main ones and why I reference it to you today as we move into spring. And then next we also have lavender, and this is actually a fully organic, beautiful lavender essential oil that I was gifted from a brother in India. And if you know about India, they love their fragrances and they have very organic, clean fragrances out there. And yeah, he made this for me and sent it out to me in exchange because I was doing long distance Reiki healing sessions on his spinal and lower back, as he had a accident in his health where he had severed parts of his spine. So I've been giving him long distance Reiki sessions, helping him out and helping bring regeneration to his being. And he had sent me out this lavender as well as a rosemary. So lavender is excellent for transmuting energies, also being able to calm our being and ground, and also read off anything else that could be a benefit. And it's also anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, antimicrobial. It also speeds up the rate of healing. And it's a really beneficial essential oil for reducing stress and depression. And that is lavender essential oil. That is my second essential oil that I have to share for you guys. We have sweet orange for upliftment, clearing. And then we have lavender, and lavender helps with relaxation, anti-inflammation, as well as reducing stress and depression, anxiety. Palo Santo. Palo Santo is also a wonderful tool to use as well within your daily self-care, as it is good for clearing out your energy field of any densities, negative energies, and attachments. And along with that, it also helps open up and create a new space and a new energy field. White sage is phenomenal as well. White sage doesn't open up a new energy field like Palo Santo does, but it does clear out negativity and is protective as well. Alright, so now continuing on with my self-care tips for the spring equinox, we're going to move into the crystal helpers. And this is one of my favorite things to share is crystals and crystal healing. And I'm going to give you guys some specific crystals, their benefits, and why they can help you align with moving into this spring season. I don't even know which one to start with. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the Lemurian quartz. Beautiful Lemurian quartz crystal. So Lemurian quartzes get their name because they are found to be dated back to the ancient Lemurian civilization. And then they've been found in the earth in certain areas of the world. Can't really recall at the moment. But these quartz crystals, if you look, they have these lines on them. And they reference that as record keepers for some. See here, there's lines. And these record keeper lines are encodings and metaphysical representations of downloaded and channeled information from the Lemurian civilization into the quartz crystal. The fun fact about quartz crystal is that it is the most adaptable and expandable crystal out of all of them that is able to be programmed into any intention that you would like. And then through that intention, the quartz crystal amplifies it. If you know anything about quartz, when it comes to quartz and why it's used in technology, clocks, and things like that, it's a power source. It brings empowerment. It amplifies energy. That's why they used it in the pyramids and much more. So some of the benefits of Lemurian quartz is that they help us connect with the spirit realm. It also helps us connect with peace and angelic bliss. And then on top of that, it's also quartz, so it's able to be programmed to any intention that you desire. Now I'll see real quick if there's anything else that I feel important to share about the Lemurian. Yeah, so it also helps you develop and connect with your intuitive and psychic abilities. Helps you develop trust in your intuition. And it also completely clears out your whole entire energy field and chakras. So that's the Lemurian quartz. That's my first crystal that I have for you guys on my crystal helper tips today for moving into this spring season. Next crystal I have is rose quartz. The very popular pink rose quartz is my next crystal tip helper. The reason why I bring up rose quartz as we transition into this equinox, rose quartz is basically the OG. It is like the grand stone of love, unconditional love, and unified peace. Happy spring equinox. Welcome in, child of the cosmos. And rose quartz brings the ultimate unconditional love into the life that you could need. It helps repair the heart chakra. It helps us with being able to tap into deeper compassion as well as empathetic nature. Now, along with this, it is also very helpful for divine union love as well as building healthy relationships. So when you think about why this would be beneficial as we transition from winter into spring energetically, if we have this support of unconditional love as well as regenerative healing to our hearts, then we are able to transition and move a little bit easier with support into making the decisions and the steps that we need to take for our own self and our highest purpose regarding letting go, regarding feeling unconditional love, as well as feeling connected to the oneness of life. And sometimes it's very difficult to move through changes, to let go, and to, drop off the dead weight that we were, brought into during the winter season. But when we have that companion like a rose quartz to help give us unconditional love and support energetically, then we're able to have a little bit of boost and feel why, through love, it can be important and of value to make the changes that we need to. Next crystal I have for us is brucite. Very unique structure. It's this beautiful bright yellow. And brucite Brucite is really good for the solar plexus. It's a very uplifting, energetic, and stimulating energy. Kind of think of the sun. Think about how the sun's energy like uplifts your being, gives you life, gives you charge, gives you vital energy. That's what this brucite does as well for our being. It helps bring your vitality up, helps get your energy stimulated, your kundalini, so that you have more life flowing through you, and you feel a little bit more uppity and able to go and work through your solar plexus, which is putting forward action and being able to be willing to move forward and to continue to thrive and live. So brucite helps with that, as I know we can go through what we like to call seasonal depression, or we just may be going through depression and going through struggles with feeling alive, feeling our vital energy flow through us, and feeling like we've just been through a lot and we're tired and don't have the energy to make the changes we need to make or to do the things that we love and want to create. Brucite is a wonderful companion for helping support those energies. All right, next crystal we have is pyrite, also known as fool's gold. So pyrite is, if not the top, one of the most commonly used crystals for abundance, good fortune, and finances. This is actually a stone that I carry on me when I go serve and deliver pizza, which is what I do, kind of like split with my holistic healing and things like that to help support my bills and just continue to have wonderful connection. I will carry this in my pocket. I will carry this pyrite to help attract abundance and financial abundance as well. So the reason why I bring it up for this case with the spring equinox is that as we transition into the spring, we're going to be moving into energies where we're going to be supported and guided to start opening up more, opening up to building with community, opening up to new opportunities financially, as well as opening up to new relationships and connections in our life. And with that being said, having a pyrite is able to help not only draw in more abundance and attraction energy, but it is also able to help clear your lower chakras, especially the sacral and the root. And the root chakra is our main energy center for our connection to abundance, for our groundedness to the earth and our human life. So the more active our root chakra is, and this is a root chakra stone, then we have our cord of energy and cord of light streaming down into the earth to ground us, but we also have our magnetic electric system continuing to circulate down and out through the root. And you guys can learn more about that if you take a look at my light body awareness videos on the YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel, for all of you that are not aware, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. So pyrite also is an EMF protector. So if you're constantly around electronics and high magnitudes of EMF frequencies, pyrite is also good at neutralizing and deflecting EMF frequencies for your being. Next crystal I have is black moonstone. I'm sure many of us have heard of moonstone, the beautiful white and rainbow looking stone. Well, this is black moonstone. And it's kind of like a dark gray with, I don't know if it's like a red color. It's kind of like a pink. And what black moonstone helps with is grounding our emotions as well as bringing stability to our being, including the nervous system and the mind. And along with that, it's also able to help us with being able to integrate our shadows and break shadow behaviors and patterns that are toxic for us. I'm actually going to look this up because I would like to share anything more surrounding this stone. So it's also about balancing for the hormones. For females, it helps with the menstrual cycle, childbirth, and fertility. And I mean, you think about fertility in spring. Helps with digestive issues, calms menopause, hot flash, relieves acidic stomachs, brings balance and aligns the causal vortex and past life chakras. And then it also helps you become aware of your subconscious and to consciously act from your intuition and from your conscious self. And then lastly, it also helps protect and deflect negative energy, transforming it back to light. So this is a wonderful stone to have as really an all-around stone to help protect you and also help you nurture yourself and come into balance with your emotional and mental well-being. As we go through these healing processes, we can be very tender and vulnerable. And this is why we protect our energy. You know, it's not about fear, it's not about being scared that we protect our energy. It's out of consciousness, it's out of love. And knowing that if we are tender, we are vulnerable, and our energy feels susceptible to being manipulated or being super empathic and absorbing, then this is where we protect our energy. We protect our energy by having boundaries, knowing what to take on and not to take on, and when to and when not to, as well as what we're going to choose to continue to attach to mentally, or what we are going to allow ourselves to absorb and take on from others. That's part of protecting your energy. Remembering that you are a very valuable being, and that the more that you honor yourself, have healthy boundaries for where you are, and this is why it's also important to be in tune with thyself and to know exactly what your body and energy needs, then we know exactly the measures that we need to take when it comes to our boundaries and protection of our energy field. And more than anything, we do this so that we can be our best version. We can have the most energy possible. We can have the most love flowing through us possible. And we can be the most stable version of ourselves for those that we want to be there for. Water check for everybody. Hydrate well with clean water. Last stone I have for us is celestite. Celestite, just like the name, is a high vibrational celestial angelic stone, and it helps you with connecting to the angelic realm, higher spirituality, guidance, and wisdom. With that being said, it helps clear out any confusion, it helps bring clarity of the mind, and it helps you have a more intuitive nature what your next steps are in your life and what it is that feels natural for you to be doing in the moment. And I'm actually going to look this one up as well. So yes, it also helps promote tranquility and harmony, and it also helps with communication as well. And that is celestite for the upper chakras, the upper three. So those are my crystal tips that I have for you guys as a part of this spring equinox self-care. Feel free to drop in the comments any of your favorite crystals that you find helpful and could integrate into our beautiful transition into the spring. Now I want to touch on a couple of practices that you guys can use. Very simple practices, and number one is, while it's getting warmer out and the sun's starting to shine longer in the day, try to find ways to get out into nature. And while you're doing so, try to have bare feet. And a practice that I love to do, that I actually do sometimes in the risings after my yoga. And the reason why I do it after the yoga is because typically the yoga will help heat you up and get your blood flowing, get your body increased. And then what I'll do is I will then directly after the yoga practice step outside of my sliding door, and I'll have just like shorts, no shirt, bare feet, and I'll plant my feet consciously onto the ground of the earth, and then I'll stand tall and firm, and then I'll drop my arms down to the side. They call it mountain pose in yoga. And I'll let my arms go, and then I'll close my eyes, and I'll consciously direct my third eye to connect to the sun. And then I'll draw in the energy, the codes, and the life of the sun, and allow it to travel through my being, and then ground into the earth. As I'm grounding into the earth, I'm also releasing anything that is causing density within my being. And this is a conscious effort of the mind that we guide ourselves through. Our experience is only as deep and as detailed and as in depth as we consciously tell ourselves it is, as we are the articulator of the reality that we experience. So, someone could be standing in the sun and just not acknowledging it for its beauty and what it brings medicinally. And yeah, you'll still get the benefit of the sun, but not as deeply. Now, if you're consciously connecting with the sun and you are taking a moment to focus and allow yourself to accept and acknowledge the healing in the medicine of the sun, that it deepens the experience. And then your mind also believes and knows it's experiencing the details that have been articulated to it. So I'll have the sun coming through to bring life to my being in the rising, and then I'll have my feet planted to the earth, creating a balanced circulation of receiving light and life while releasing and fertilizing the earth. Moss agates. Yes, moss agate is a nice stone to connect to a forest environment. I really do like moss agate as well. And then last thing I have for your reminders is to hydrate. To hydrate well. especially as we're going to get more sun. It's really good to continue to hydrate with clean water, and make sure you have some clean water sources, whether it's shungite water, Kangen water, or other ways of having structured living water is super key to our everyday well-being. Hydrate plenty, and hydrate before and after activities, and before and after you eat as well, to help support your body. Because sometimes what I find is that when we do an activity like I am now, you'll become a little bit mentally tired or energetically fatigued because of the energy that you just expelled. So that's why it's helpful that we drink and hydrate ourselves during and after activities, so that we're able to replenish and rejuvenate from the energy we just put out. And sometimes that's all we need. We think that we're fatigued or starving or drained, when really it's just dehydration, and we just need some hydration. So oftentimes if I feel fatigued, I feel head tension, I will drink, I'll down basically 2 cups of water. And then what I find is I'll be soothed and my tension will relax. Pretty wonderful what the water element does for us. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to close this out with a single card pull for the collective to give us a message from the Oracle, as we are now in this beautiful spring season. And not only can you hydrate with water, try to get around water as well, whether it's a lake, river, waterfall, ocean. Try to bring in the water element in many different ways. Alright, so our collective card for today as we move into this equinox, we have our ancient future. Our ancient future. Sounds a little paradoxical, as those of us that are aware of time, the past, present, and future is all now. And the past connects to the future, and the future connects to the past, and it's all here in the present. But this card, our ancient future, I'm going to go ahead and read out the book for us to close this out. Welcome in, Queen. So our ancient future. Wisdom from indigenous peoples, ancestors holding the keys for the future. Ancient remembering, bloodlines, how the past affects the future. A time to step up. Timeless power symbols, activations for powerful shifts. Divinatory meaning. This card is imbued with activations for a new paradigm. You are now being showered with blessings in preparation for a transformation. It may be turbulent at times, but you will grow and heal through the coming journey. Partake in activities that help you drop into a meditative state as often as possible. Use clearing tools to raise your vibration, and don't get caught up on the destination. Focus on the journey and experience. You can navigate a situation you have no experience with by being truly present. Integrity and intuition will be your guide. What a beautiful way to close out this wonderful space today on this live, as it just really beautifully bundles up everything that I spoke upon in this live for our spring equinox self-care. And with the reminders of this card, our ancient future, may we remember our connection to our bloodline, to the generations before us and after us to come. And may we remember that the healing that we do now, the self-work that we do now, is also helping heal our ancestors from their traumas and patterns, and also set up and pave way for future generations and our children to be able to not have to take on those patterns and traumas as well. So the healing that we are doing now on this planet is deeper than just our individual self. It's deeper than those that are alive in these bodies, but it also connects to our ancestors as well as the generations to come, including our children. So just keep that in mind and try to remember at times when you forget why you're doing healing work, or why you're doing service, or why you're doing whatever it is spiritually to heal and to become more balanced. Just remember, keep in mind that you're also doing this for the ancestors. You're doing this for your brothers and sisters currently on the earth. And you are also doing this for your children and the generations to come. It's well worth it. And this is why we're here. This is why we signed up to be present in these human vessels during this time as we move into the spring equinox. Happy spring equinox to you as well, Crystal. And, I also want to say, find ways to celebrate. Find ways to feel the joy, to feel the blessings and the beauty of being alive, being in this opportunity of human life, having free will, and being able to have so much abundance at our hands, online and in person. Step into that gratitude, that abundant flow, and try to move through that. Try to program your perspective into that type of energy. And remember, even through the hard times, the struggles, the pain, why you are doing what you're doing. After everything that we just said and wrapped up with our ancient future, we are preparing not only ourselves, but this world, this energy grid, this whole entire universe and solar system for this beautiful grid that you can call New Earth, that you can call heaven on earth, whatever it may be. We are the ones that are preparing the stage for this to be more of our collective reality. And through our actions, through our vibrations as the energetic beings and vessels of spirit, we are the bridge of heaven to earth, and we are the bridge of change for the world that we wish to see. And it starts with ourselves, which is why we are here today. And we covered self-care. Ah, man. Feels good to come back to center. To remember that it all comes around. And that even if we have a moment that seems negative, we always make it through and come back around. What an honor. What an honor. All right. Well, that does it for me. I am Marcus Christolight of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. And thank you guys for joining me on this Spring Equinox 2024, as we are now going to be blooming and blossoming into more of our higher selves, reaching out to the heavens and absorbing the shine of light more and more as we continue on. Just remember, the more that we ground, the deeper our roots, the more that we clear out our shadows, clear out the pains and attachments to our past and traumas, the further we can branch out and blossom in our beauty, in our light, and in our shine and purpose for ourselves and the world. It can be a tough task, it can seem like. But I know that in this live, in this video, you have been delivered some magnificent tools, reminders, and other ways of life to consciously and holistically be able to bring this balance to your life. Feel free to comment, leave your feedback on the replay on Instagram, Facebook, as well on the YouTube channel later on. Thank you guys again for being here with me. I wish you a very beautiful and happy spring equinox. May your light shine bright, and may you be in your authentic nature and clear out and let go of what is resisting that. Reach out to me if you would like to book a one-on-one holistic healing service with me. You can ask me any questions about my services, and I'll gladly help you. And I also want you guys to keep in mind that coming up on the 31st, I have a root chakra empowerment Zoom workshop that is donation based. And I'll be educating you on the root chakra, helping you identify blockages and overactivations in your own life with your root chakra. We'll be doing journaling, reflecting. I'll also give you practices and tools that you can use for the root in your everyday life. And then I'll facilitate a guided meditation for the root chakra. Donation based on the 31st at 3:33 p.m. Eastern via Zoom. Direct message me for the Zoom link and the boundaries, or you can go to my scheduling app, sacredlight33.as.me. You can also find it in the description on Facebook, as well as the link in my bio on Instagram.
Ever wondered about the power of the root chakra, how it influences your sense of security, stability, and survival? Welcome to a journey of discovery that will deepen your understanding and connection with this foundational energy center, your root chakra. This is not just an ordinary journey, it's a special opportunity to learn under the expert guidance of Marcus Christolight, renowned host from Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. A master of chakra knowledge, Marcus will guide you through the intricacies of the root chakra, including the common blockages that could be hindering your life force energy from freely flowing. Understanding these blockages is critical. They can manifest in various ways, from physical symptoms like lower back pain to emotional ones like anxiety and fear. But don't worry, the workshop doesn't stop at identifying the problem. You'll also delve into powerful strategies to restore balance to your root chakra. Ever heard of root chakra diets? Or how about the specific practices that can stimulate this energy center? Yes, there's a whole world of knowledge waiting for you. And let's not forget the power of crystals. They're not just pretty stones, they can be potent tools in your chakra balancing journey. Now imagine a sacred community space where you can journal your thoughts, reflect on your experiences, and ask any burning questions you might have. Yes, that's part of the package too. It's a space where you can receive guidance and share your journey with others who are on the same path. The grand finale of this enlightening journey is a live guided root chakra meditation. This isn't just a casual meditation session, it's designed to help you integrate your journaling and intentions, providing a powerful support system for your root chakra. This entire workshop is donation-based, with a suggested donation of $33. The magic unfolds on Sunday, the 31st of March, beginning at 3:33 p.m. EST and running until 5:33 p.m. EST. All this takes place in the comfort of your own home via Zoom. Ready to embark on this transformative journey? To book your spot, visit Sacred Light 33. As me, or send a direct message to receive Sacred Boundaries and the Zoom link to join. Remember, the journey to chakra balance begins with a single step. Make that step today. Book your spot and unlock the power of your root chakra.
Marcus Christolight here of Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. Join me for my Chakra Empowerment Flow Shop regarding the root chakra, Sunday the 31st at 3:33 p.m. Eastern. Just direct message me for the boundaries and the Zoom link, or you may go directly to my scheduling website app, sacredlight33.as.me, and reserve your space today. I will see you then. May your journey continue to stay blessed, balanced, and aware. Wholeness and balanced love. Whew. And also, if you guys need a meditation or a quick chakra tune-up, check out my YouTube channel, Sacred Light Healing and Wellness. As today on this Equinox, I premiered a short 11-minute and 33-second 7 chakra tune-up meditation. I am anchored by a golden cord. Out my root chakra, out my energy. I am one with my emotions. I shine my light for all, to be a reflection of the Christ light within. The grace flowing through this music flows through me as it softens my heart. My voice is a emitter of light. It is a manifesting vocal box. I am a clear channel for manifestation, as well as my intuitive nature and gift to flow through me into my human life. In this moment and in all, I am connected and one with my higher power. My higher power is within me as I am within it. Enjoy. I love you all. See you next time.